Is Florian Wirtz becoming a flop at Liverpool? And I'm not actually going to be biased here. I'm going to talk about this properly. As much as I want to laugh at Liverpool and I want them to waste their money, etc., we have to talk about this properly. For £116.5 million pounds, or £100 million pounds up front with the 16.5 million in add-ons, as Liverpool fans will remind me. For that money, the return hasn't been good enough. The return hasn't been good enough. And I've always said, even from the start, when everyone had thought I was hating, that I thought he would go down as one of the flops of the season. Not because he's not a good player. He's a good footballer, very good footballer, very clever footballer, has a lot of ability. But the price tag alone is going to allow this to happen. Now, he hasn't got any goals or assists in the first 6 games. He's not touching the ball as much as he did. Jamie Carragher is coming out and saying this as well. He's doing breakdowns. A lot of people are doing breakdowns about his time at Leverkusen over the last couple of seasons, touches per game. Liverpool also aren't playing conducive to him. So I think it's too early to say he's a complete flop. But for that money, he's not tearing up enough trees. He's not pulling up trees. Let's call it right. He has to adapt to the league. It's a very physical league. He's getting baptism of fires in some games. And in other games, if I'm being completely non-biased, he's actually doing some nice movements. He's actually doing some nice things. But the timing of what he's doing, i.e., he's getting closed down really quickly. He's not releasing the ball. He's releasing the ball a fraction too late. Where in the Bundesliga, that'll be fine. But in England, he's getting closed down. He's getting moved to. So a complete flop or a total flop, too early to say. People trying to brandish him as the worst signing ever is not it. But Liverpool fans, you have to expect that level of scrutiny for a player who at the time you signed him was a British record transfer before you broke the transfer window, before you broke the record again signing Isak. Do you know what I'm saying? So this comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. And when the team looks unbalanced and Arne Slot's searching for situations of how to fix it, and Florian Wirtz looks like he might be being shoehorned because he has to play in the 10, but your best midfield is what was last year, which was McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, then the questions are going to be out. So I think it's fair. But overall, here's my thing. I think he's a top player. I do. I think he's a top player. I think he will settle down. I don't think he's going to continue to have no impact. But like I said, guys, and there's a clip on my Instagram, you lot can see it, and everyone called me a hater then. I think he's going to go down as one of the flops of the season, even if he has a half decent season. Because for me, that type of money, what we will expect in this new world of football, what we will expect is for him to essentially be in the PFA team of the year. Really. Let's be honest, or the Premier League team of the year. You know, for the money spent with what Liverpool are doing from a position of strength, you have to have big expectations. You have to. That's what comes with spending money. You can't be the Premier League champions and telling everyone shush and so what, we're still top and all of this stuff and you're the best in the land and not act like it when it comes to bedding in new players. It comes with expectations. So I don't think Liverpool fans get to be mad at that. What I do agree with from Liverpool fans, and not even just Liverpool fans, yeah, just players in general, yeah, is there is an adaptation period. Now, Liverpool have signed like something like, correct me if I'm wrong, Liverpool fans, but maybe like 9 like players or like first team players, or there's a lot there, or there's been a lot of changes, or like 9 changes, and they made a lot of signs. Let me do that. You know what I mean? How many is it actually? Liverpool 25 signings. So they signed. Let me see this now. So he signed Isak, Verz, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And keeper Mamardashvili, 9. So there's about 8 players there. But if we just go from ones who are in the first team, Leone, Frimpong, Kirkez, Ekatike, Wirtz, Isak. That's 6. That's 6. And that's a lot. It's a lot to change. And I understand that's a lot to change. And someone I was doing a show with said that they did some research over the last 10 years that the Premier League winners over the last 10 years, didn't have transfer windows where they signed more than like 4 players, I think it was. And Liverpool have just gone and signed essentially 6 players that are essentially all starters, really, apart from the centre back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new starters, anyway. 5 starters. 5 starters. And I think that if you do that, you have to also allow Liverpool to bed those players in. This is the first time that Arne Slot's putting his imprint on the team. This is the first time that he's actually changing things. So that's going to come with some periods where you don't look that good. It's going to take time. Now, the performances haven't been great. You don't look as dominant in games. Although you had 5 out of 5, and that was causing me ultimate pain, if we're being honest, the performances were looking like they were going to lead to an ultimate loss of some sort, right? Because you can't keep winning games in the last minute. You can't keep defending how Liverpool have been defending against opposition and keep winning football matches. You just can't. Either they were going to have to defend better and play better so that the run can continue, or the run was going to come to an end. I just thought they would fix up in performance so the run would continue. I was wrong about that. But back to Wirtz. His best position is a 10. His best position is in central areas. I think if you start trying to put him on the left-hand side, especially in the Premier League, with the balance of your team, I don't think that's going to work. So Arne Slot has to find a solution of basically maybe different horses for different courses in different games, but he has to find a way of changing that tried and tested midfield three of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. Look at Szoboszlai this year. He's arguably, I'm going to say, been your best player in my opinion, but he's been at right back. You know, he can also play in a 10 or like a right 8, or he can play in a midfield 3. Very versatile, but he's super consistent. Arne Slot has to find a place for him. You look at Gravenberch, he's out of this world, top quality. And McAllister's probably been the one who hasn't really recaptured the form from last year, but he usually is in your best midfield. So it is a little unsettling. It is a little unsettling, and it's a conundrum for him to fix. Now, I think with more games and more time, I think Wirtz will find his feet. You know, away from all the laughing and the 007 and, you know, Liverpool don't get any scrutiny just because it's them. I don't necessarily agree with that. They are getting scrutiny. All I'm hearing about now is Wirtz, and he's been rubbish. And, you know, Jamie Carragher's talking about a Liverpool legend. So I don't think people are running agendas on him. People are talking about him a lot because of the price tag. And so far in the first 6 games, or whether it's 7 games in all competitions or 8 games in all competitions for Liverpool, whatever it is this year, he hasn't looked like a player that cost £100 million with 16.5 millions of add-ons. He hasn't looked like that player. Can he end up looking like that player? Absolutely. But right now, he's got a lot of work to do. So to summarise, is he becoming a flop? Well, if he continues in this vein of not impacting games the way that he could at Bayern Leverkusen, then yeah, he is becoming a flop. Is he a flop now? Too early to say. Too early to say. But the return on that money already, I think it's safe to say you're not being overcritical if you say you expected to see more by now. You know what I'm saying? But let's see where it goes. Too early to call him a complete flop for me. Liverpool fans, let me know what you're saying. I didn't want to just do the trolling thing and just laugh in 007. I wanted to have a proper, honest conversation. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Neutrals, let me know how you guys feel about it as well. I'm out of here. Take care, guys. Peace.